Uh, Here is a little bit of evidence, anecdotal, but still evidence about the end of the gender war as I see it. Even though there's plenty of evidence around anecdotal about brothers telling me on the low about the more attention that they're getting and how more and more women are actually coming at them, even their exes, people still want to deny that things are changing. So I had this discussion right after I put the last video out about You've Already Won. My esteemed scholar, Dr. T. Hasan Johnson, actually, we had the discussion. He actually called me, which I was humbled. I'm going to say that I was humbled that he actually gave me a call because he'd actually disagreed with me. He really disagreed with me. And we had a nice, lengthy discussion about it. And I explained to him that the environment was going to force, I would say, encourage women to actually come back to the table and seek reconciliation, peace talks, for lack of a better term. So recently, I was on Twitter and he actually asked me, did I see his Facebook post about what we're talking about, because he didn't believe that women were going to come back to the table. I actually said, give it about 6 months. But he reported to me in a Facebook post, and I'm going to read it right here, that for his level, now, granted that he is a 92 octane as far as men are concerned, so he's a highly accomplished, high-level dude. So he's not no regular working-class dude like us. But the fact that it's already happening on his level says something. So I'm going to read the post. My boy BGS tried to tell us when he said they're going to start coming for you since the change in the economy. My married boy just called to tell me he's had 7 ex-girlfriends reach out to him for reconciliation. One from 30 years ago. My other boy had 9. My other one had 5. And yes, I've had my share of surprise calls too. But this is just starting, and it's only going to increase. He said, in relation to the Ebony article I posted, women who said these men weren't good enough to talk to are now stalking them. Like musical chairs, people are objectifying males and seeking them out for physical, emotional, and financial security before the music stops. Despite that, much of this is done under stress. We need humane ways of seeing black men beyond as success objects, walking phalluses, or unpaid bodyguards. I totally agree. It's already happening. I said that because I always say women aren't stupid, and black women aren't as stubborn as you think they are. Like the esteemed Cerulean Gray always says, women try to nest in the environment, and they need somebody, men, especially their men, or what they see as their men, to oppose the environment. Because then when the environment is comfortable and plentiful, women will get that attitude. Even white women have that attitude that they literally do not need men. And literally they don't. When things are comfortable, they don't need men. It's a woman's choice. But when the environment starts to shift, guess what? They got to come back to the table. And the brothers are waiting. Peace talks will begin. Now, what he said was everything I've been saying for 2 years. Everything that I've been saying for 2 years. Women aren't stupid. Like I said, these are high level dudes. So like I said, one guy had 9, one had 7, one had 5. And Dr. Johnson didn't tell how many he had, but I know he's had several of his exes in tears trying to find a way to nest in his protection. I've heard other brothers say the exact same thing. All of a sudden, women that wouldn't give him a sideways glance are now smiling at him, are now flirting with him. All anecdotal. What I'm saying is this is just beginning. The reality hasn't really shifted yet. It's just starting. But women listen to this stuff just like I listen to it. We have more women on panels. We have more women in comment sections. We have more women coming to the table trying to learn than we've ever had. Like I said, I just played a piece by Kristlyn Kerrison admonishing black women and their attitude, admonishing them about their image. She actually said, she didn't say it, but she really meant black women's image sucks. black women's image sucks, and they can no longer afford to have their image suck. And they can no longer to believe in that myth of the macho black woman. There's another piece that I want to, in the same section. Let's see if I can find it. Now, this lady, which is a very profound statement. The first statement she made, and she was actually going back and forth with Dr. Johnson in this one. This young lady says, I believe women already value male protection when it is present and available. This topic, although majority truth, is disheartening for me because of the plight and stigma. Dr. Johnson replied, I think for many black men, protection doesn't seem valued while given and only when not. In other words, they only notice it when you're absent. Remember, our brother said, if they can't feel your words, let them feel your absence. She says, again, rough one, because your perception of individuals, but the stigma has to be considered while taking the black man as a whole. The absence of men in the homes, though through choice and systematic manipulative factors, see, women are not taking responsibility for putting men out of the home, has taken the blanket of protection off women and families as a whole. So in other words, they're blaming men. They're blaming men for women's choice. And the last post she put up, it says, I believe the same time that we as a people are going to conform to what's necessary for our survival. It's all one and the same. In fact, that is what the initial comment is stemming from. The same way women are coming full circle and approaching the men they shunned earlier on, they will humble themselves and get in line for all the same reasons. Survival. I just pray the men are humbled by the return because we don't have the luxury of time to waste anymore. Our survival is at stake. They get it. They get it. What they want is us to humble ourselves. Bullshit. They know it's not going to happen. They know that there's going to be a penalty to pay when they come back. What they want is for us to welcome them with open arms. All is forgiven. Come back and get in line. Even though they've said we're going to be humbled and get back in line. Now, that is the point that's going to take a while. They're going to come back. They're going to come back humbled. Now, whether they get in line or not, that's going to be up to negotiation. And I think the brothers have been burnt for 50 years and are not going to be quite trusting about them getting in line and them being humbled. Already the brothers are saying it's a trick, it's a trap, even though I don't think it is. Exactly what she said. They're worried about survival. Like Dr. Johnson says, the music is playing now. They're all trying to find chairs, like musical chairs, before the music stops, because there aren't enough men to go around, and there are not enough viable men to go around. Even though we're not going to argue the numbers, a million more guys that can afford to take care of a family than the number that I put up. When you counter that against 18 million adult black women, it's not very much. It's still basically damn near 10 to 1. Damn near 10 to 1. Even if you take the high side by the AEI, which I don't, I think it's more like 1.5 million men. And when they talk about upper class, they never defined it, but that is a video for a different day. Okay, I'm not even going to dispute it. I'm not even going to dispute it because it's not worth the time, because it's still not enough. And women know that. And they're going to go after the high value men first, and then they're going to work their way down. At the end of the day, a man is better than no man. Because trust and believe, a lot of these black women trying to cross over to the other side are not going to find a whole lot of men, because the white women are thinking the exact same thing they are. So at the end of the day, it stands. It is what it is. The gender war is basically over. It's all over except the shouting. Even now, I was just listening to Nicole, Michelle, and Obsidian. The women are getting ready to come to the peace table. The peace talks have started. The ceasefire may not be in line. The ceasefire will come later on, but the peace talks have already started. Will there ever be a complete ceasefire? Of course not. Human beings in a war of words will never stop completely. But the gender war, as we have known it, how we describe it, is only a few moves away from being over. Women aren't stupid. They know what they're doing. But the thing is, if guys are getting smarter, and guys are pointing it out, and guys are raising slowly but surely raising their standards. Slowly but surely are raising their standards. And that is going to be the tipping point. The tipping point is with the guys, not with the women. You have thirsty guys out there chasing and simping behind women. They're the ones that are prolonging the battle. Once the guys get in line and actually join the fight, it's going to be over. In fact, it's going to be a rout. Women don't have any weapons to fight with. And Donald Trump and the government are not giving them anything to actually go by. And then once basically a lot of the soft jobs are being taken by artificial intelligence and work that can be outsourced around the world, that's going to take a bite. It's already taken a bite. Women already know it's time to get in line. They're resistant. They're trying to hold out for hope. But guess what? It might not be forthcoming. But anyway, I just wanted to make that note for those that are in doubt, that keep questioning it, even though the evidence is sitting right in front of their face. And which kills me. Every time you guys see the evidence in front of your face, you keep moving the goalposts. Women will never get in line. They'll never come to reason. They're too stupid to see it. And then when they start getting in line, and they start coming to your panels trying to figure out what men want. Oh, that's not okay. That's not really into the gender war. There's something else. Stop moving the goalposts. Decide of when is enough as far as the gender war. At what point will you be happy? Complete surrender? If it's complete surrender, which I doubt men will actually want, well, they might, but will actually want, that's going to take a minute, because you have to basically re-socialize women. That's going to take a minute. If it's them coming to the table to actually horse trade with their men, which is what I assume what it was about, that's coming very soon. In fact, it's already started. As you can hear in the post, they're already starting to do horse trade. In fact, they're basically coming with with the white flag and suing for peace. I think women will sue for peace sometime in the within the next year or so. They're actually going to come in and sue for peace, but we'll see. But with that, I'm going to jump off of here. This is BGS out, and I will see you guys on the next one.